Can't you hear it? Right, what you mean? Yeah, that's it.
All of these are too inefficient. I mean, they have too low hash rate compared to the power consumption. Each unit of 4 cubes is known as a batch 1. With 4 cubes, it's around 300 megahash per second. And batch 2 units, which is 5 units, 5 cubes, it's around 400 megahash per second. So this is 1.7 kilowatts, so it's a bit more than a traditional power supply. Usually when I go here, it's because I have to change cables, yes. Well, my mining did not start here. I started on having a few miners at home, like on my balcony, running long extension cables through the whole apartment and so on, which my wife did not find very funny. But I started spreading out units. I was buying these units from eBay. You could not buy them anywhere else, so I bought them from eBay and I installed them wherever I could. My family's garage did have one, balcony it was 2. I realized that it was not possible to continue expanding. And when I heard that this facility was available and was not being used anymore, I asked if I could take over this rental and start having my equipment here. So I moved my equipment here and slowly started to expand 1 unit at a time. I think we have never had more than about 30-40 units running here. So it's not that much, but it's enough to keep the whole facility warm. And we can't actually expand until we have a better cooling system installed. I often get the question about, should I get into mining and how do I start? And how much does it cost and so on? And usually my reply is, why do you want to get into mining? Are you doing it for profitability, or are you doing it to learn something? Because if you are trying to learn about digital currencies, Bitcoin, mining and so forth, you better buy this cheap USB miner, one of the first miners that was produced for about 150 Swedish krona or whatever. And that is enough to actually learn about it, because you will see the process, you can see on your computer how it actually tries to solve the equations and so on. That is enough to understand the technology and test something. If you, on the other hand, want to make profit, I always ask back, okay, so how big is your facility? How many ampere of power do you have? And how are you expecting to get all the heat out or cooling? And usually the answer is, well, I was thinking about just having one in my bedroom or something. That won't work anymore. I mean, miners they make sound, they make heat, they drain a lot of power. In apartment and house, maybe in a house you could have one for heating. That is a good idea. People having a big house wanting to earn some money on the heating, they can actually put one in the basement. That's a good idea. But for apartments, not possible. And for profitability, you need a facility. And then we have the big competitor, the big company who's starting mining on a big scale. The same company that bought KNC Miner. So that is, you have these small private actors, and you have this big company who is starting on a massive scale, I think, this year. The problem of centralization of mining is depending on how you see it, because I don't think it was ever possible to have the mining done on laptops all over the world by private people. And I don't think that is necessarily the way it has to be. The most important is that it's not owned by a single government or company that can have control over the network. And decentralized mining would be enough if it was spread out on the globe, on the world. So you have like, let's say, 5 companies in every country. It's still centralized on those specific locations, but if you look on the globe as a whole, then it's still spread out over different continents, different countries, different companies. So no one would have like the majority of mining power, and that's like the most important. If you have majority, you can get into trouble. I mean, you can have a situation where they decide to change algorithm or change code or change, well, the rules of the network. So as long as no one is close to 51%, then or around there, then I don't see a problem of having companies that are very large, as long as they are not close to 50%.